What's up, y'all? It's your boy Stuey fucking Newton. You can't take shots because I do the fucking shooting, reporting live on XLMGTV. And I'm here with my dog Sentu. You know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself to the people, man. Let them know what's going on, brother.
Hi. Man, just fucking with y'all. This is Sentu Taylor, man. Random Idiot Clothing. Takes one to know one.
Hey, man, you know, real quick, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, I remember how I remember seeing your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would turn on the battles and I see everybody wearing a random idiot, you know what I mean? And then one day we had got into contact with each other and you was like, yeah, man, as soon as I get out the Bing, it's lit. And I was like, wait, nigga, what you mean, nigga, the way your shit moving, this is not in the Bing motion. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, explain to us, like, how did that all like start? Like, what was the inception of that, like designing clothes while you were still behind bars?
I mean, I guess first off, you know, shout out to the contraband CEOs that bring these in for us. And I was in the Bing, like designing clothes for myself on those little corny print on demand sites and posting them on Facebook, and people was heart. Hey, can I order one? Can I order one? Like, yeah, okay. And before I knew it, I made a little bit of money, and there was people buying items that I kind of made for myself before I was in a position to ever put anything on besides my, you know, GDC uniform. So kind of sparked something like, oh, let me run with this.
That's fire, man. That's fire. So like, I remember specifically like seeing Rum Nitty wear some of your merch. I remember hearing your name like from people like Geechee Gotti. So when you're sitting behind bars and watching all this motion happen, like, how did that make you feel? And what was your anticipation level as far as getting straight to it once they cracked them gates?
Man, it was motivating. Like, it was like, man, I can't fail. Like, I'm already cracking from the inside. So when I do get outside, I can't fuck up. You know what I mean? So it gave me the tunnel vision where it's, I mean, Lindsay will tell you, I work maybe 17 hours a day on my shit, cause it's, you know, Mac Dre said, man, I did too much time to be losing time. So for me, I feel it's like a cheat code. Like, if I can accomplish 4 times what a person accomplishes in 1 year, then within like 4 years, I did 0 time. I just got all that time back by just, you know, putting more in those 24 that everybody else is getting.
Absolutely. And the work definitely is showing, you know what I'm saying? Like, everywhere I go, I was at the Washington State Fair a couple months back, you know, seen a few people out there wearing the pieces, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you see, I got one on right now, you know what I mean? But that's how I remember you getting started. So if you had to say, how did you get started even down on a level of just art? Like, how did you get started in art?
I mean, I was really young, and like on my math homework, I was drawing floating penises. And you know, they teach you this in art class. Once you master the floating penis, you can draw a Ninja Turtle. Then you can draw a Ninja Turtle with titties, and then you just develop into becoming an artist and just keep getting better.
That's actually a very interesting take on learning art, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you learn something new every day. However, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that does make sense in your, like, as far as like how you promote your brand and how you really curate, like, you know, just unique energy surrounding the brand of Random Idiot. So I would ask, is that an accurate observation? You know what I mean? That Random Idiot kind of strives on not just like walking the edge, but like living on the other side of the edge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're high on fashion and fuck shit, you know? So you're gonna get fashion, but you also get fuck shit, but of course, you know, in good taste. Like, we're not gonna have pictures of like dead fetuses or anything, but you know, it's still gonna be really punk rock mixed with, you know, the hip hop background, streetwear elements, and just throw it in a pot and gumbo it up.
Fire. Is it blood in there, man? I gotta ask, is it blood in there?
It's a little bit.
It's a little bit.
Yeah. It helps with the LASIK. That's why I'm dressed like this. Told me if I drink blood and put this shit on, it's gonna help my vision and stuff.
Gotcha. Real vampiric type shit going on. You know what I'm saying? My next question would be, you know what I'm saying? So Random Idiot as a brand really just kind of has been trailblazing, you know what I'm saying? And you've been doing a lot of events. You've been doing a lot of fashion events. You had your own fashion event not too long ago. You did the legendary AF Volume 2 not too long ago, you know what I'm saying? That I would say is both successful events, you know what I mean? So how did the turnout for those events like make you feel as far as, you know what I'm saying, the point that you're at with this brand?
It taught me a lot, you know, for sure. And it's just motivating to where like every fashion show ends up being on a bigger platform after our first ones. And, you know, we still do like ragtag ones here and there. And those often tend to be more fun, you know, working with somebody that's never modeled before versus dealing with somebody that's with a modeling agency and they'd be like, oh, well, my agent said I can't wear a shirt that says idiot. Bitch, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Versus like someone that has never modeled and they're walking the runway, you see the joy in their eyes and the confidence it gives them, and you see like their partner or their loved ones like, oh hell yeah, you know, really act for their people. That feels a lot better than, you know, dealing with some of the snobs that are under agencies. But of course I can't like disregard them because I'm gonna keep rising. But honestly, I like working with my people rather than, you know, people that are like that.
Well, you know, I think that's just kind of a testament to like the direction that you're going anyway, because, you know what I mean, people that's modeling and a part of like actual agencies, their job is pretty much to play it safe.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like, you know, the opposite of that is why Random Idiot is so dynamic within the community, because, you know, everybody has to play it safe every day. The everyday person works a job. They got to put on this fake face. You know, some of us are parents. You know, we have to put on our parents' pants. You know what I mean? But when you put on that Random Idiot, it's like you just let go. You know what I mean? You get to just be the random idiot that's inside everyone. And I feel like that's a more proper representation of the average person versus trying to pitch somebody some picture perfect idea that, you know what I'm saying, is absolutely safe to all parties, you know what I mean? But somebody has to break the rules in order for them to make the rules, you know what I mean? So,
Facts.
you know, I feel like that's just a big testament as far as, you know, what level Random Idiot's on as far as connecting with the people. And I feel like that's very important when you have a brand, not just to, you know, try to sell people on something, but to have them feel a part of something and feel like they're a part of a community. You know what I mean? That's very important. You know what I mean? Because like, even when I wear my own pieces, like, it's not even just so much about fashion. It's like, I'm a part of the Random Idiot community. You know what I mean? And I'm representing it when I go outside, when I talk, when I'm wearing it, you know what I mean? So I think that that speaks volumes to, you know what I mean, the energy that Random Idiot is vibrating on. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I mean, I feel we're more for us, by us than FUBU has ever been.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was a catchphrase for them. Not, this is who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, whoever is part of the brand, whether it's a person that bought something, modeled something, or just hearted it and never bought shit, you're a part of something, you know, and it's just let loose, you know, take yourself so serious. That's why, you know, we got the worst possible name for a company that takes themselves serious, but that is the point.
Well said. I gotta ask you this, you know what I'm saying? Like we kind of touched on earlier, you know, I feel like people kind of underestimate how much fashion is actually a part of not just hip hop, but you know, just music culture in general. You know what I'm saying? Like how I spit in the booth that day is kind of going to be dependent on what I got on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when you feel good, you know, as an artist, you make good music. You know what I mean? And even as a consumer of music, when you look good, you know what I'm saying, you feel good and you're ready to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So my question would be is if you could put your finger on like what mood I want people to feel like when they wear Random Idiot, what mood would that be?
You're gonna be a rock star. Like, it's no way around it. Now, which subgenre of rock is up to you, but I'm gonna make you feel like you're fucking Mick Jagger or Lenny Kravitz and so on. And that's how I want you to feel, because you are a fucking rock star.
Now, something I respect like the most about Random Idiot clothing, and this isn't to down anybody else that's trying to do their thing or up and coming at all, but I feel like you show me the difference between just like having a clothing line, so to speak, and being an actual fashion designer. A lot of people may not know exactly what I mean when I say that. So as a fashion designer, like what does that entail versus what people might think? Because everybody feel like this is something they can do. Everybody's trying to make a shirt or something like that. You know what I mean? So as an actual fashion designer, you know, what exactly does that entail?
I mean, I think it's very similar to what you do. You feel me? Like as a rapper, a lot of people want to do it for clout or to get pussy or be popular or whatever, but not the actual art. And it's the exact same way with fashion, to where like some of the garbage rappers might pop because they have some friends and but that stuff doesn't last. And it's the same with fashion. Like if you were content on like doing direct to film transfers, that's your fucking boom, we heat press, we fucking did it. That's where you gonna stay. You an auto-tune designer versus someone that's in the notepad. I'm behind the sewing machine. The more I learn about sewing, okay, now I wanna learn how to do jeans. Oh shit, I done figured this out. All right, I wanna know how to put a puffer together. I wanna, you know what I'm saying? You gotta constantly want to evolve the same way like you constantly push your pen or jump into your singing bag, or you feel me? So I think it's a marriage between the struggles of both art forms.
So, you know, the auto-tune designer, I really like, you know, how you broke that down, because as an artist, like I get it, you know what I mean? A lot of artists can get up there and just say something auto-tune and it's almost like a cheat code to automatically make it sound good versus somebody that's really, you know what I'm saying, producing one of one verses every time you hear them. You know what I'm saying? Cause so like, can you like elaborate on that a little bit more? Like auto-tune designers versus, you know, real down to earth hip hop designers.
Right. Well, I think the auto-tune brothers and sisters and they-dems, you feel me? They don't care about it lasting. So, you know, they're still doing vinyl transfers or direct to film and just the heat press trash. And I don't mean to say that to discourage. I actually want to encourage, you know, if you're doing that, this is not your end game. You gotta go to the next step. You gotta wanna learn how to sew. You gotta learn how to make jeans. You gotta learn how to construct puffers. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're just some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So and that's where you're gonna get. Like, you feel me? Like, none of those bullshit brands ever lasted. You know, folks feel like, okay, I came up with a logo, I'll put it on a shirt, because Polo can just put their logo on a shirt. But Polo can do that because they created a Polo shirt. You feel me? Like, you created nothing. So, you know what I mean? When you got your logo, you know, trap shit, hustle, love, whatever, it's, bro, you're gonna have a 6 months run at best. You feel me? Unless you try to evolve and actually love the art, and the art gonna love you back.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, because like even as an artist, I see it all the time in music. You know what I mean? Somebody get hot and they'll develop a hot sound, and all of a sudden everybody's trying to piggyback off of that sound. But the people that do, we usually don't hear from them once that sound dies down. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like, I look at it like this as an artist, you know what I mean? You can look up type beats all day, you know what I mean? People that do music know what I'm talking about. You can look up type beats all day, but you know, the goal is to one day have a Stuey Newton type beat. You know what I mean? So it's about what you contribute to the game versus just riding a wave, because all waves gotta come to an end unless you make your own. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the facts, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I think that's what I like the most about Random Idiot, like you said, is that I've seen the progression. I have everything from screen printed shirts to one-on-one custom pieces. You know what I mean? So just speaking of that, like, how would you describe the difference between like mass producing something versus just making like a one-of-one custom piece?
I mean, of course you're gonna enjoy the one-of-one more, you know, because you can put your soul into it, but you're only human, so you have to, you know, your pieces that are, okay, this one is really hitting, you gotta mass produce that, so you have the freedom to like become a better artist and work on more pieces, because else you just become a one-trick pony. You know, if like my best-selling shirts, I'm still sewing all of them by hand, it's like rinse and repeat. You know, now it feels like a job. And I was like, man, you know what? I should look into being a janitor. You know, I'm not enjoying this. So, you know, it is, I guess, the lesser glamorous part of like developing, but it is part of it. You know, I gotta get China to do some of these pieces for me so I can focus and like, you know, for those who know me like and know my work, y'all seen like the pieces that I've spent like 2-3 days on. Imagine when I have the time to spend a week on one pair of jeans. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get yourself that freedom by putting a little bit off of your plate by, you know, involving mass production.
So being hands-on creating, you know what I'm saying, the clothes, you know what I'm saying? You're a part of the entire process from literally, you know, the brainchild of the idea to, you know, getting it into the consumer's hands. Out of all that, what would you say is your personal favorite part of the whole process?
Damn. Honestly, I love every part. That's it's hard to pinpoint, you know, 'cause I love making it. I mean, I guess at the end of the day is getting it to the person. You know, like once it leaves the nest, you know, and finds its forever home, and, you know, finding a person that really takes care of it. Cause yeah, like how people are crazy about their animals, that's how I'm about my pieces. Like, you know, I might hug them, like, goodbye, baby. You're going to a new home, you know, and shit like that. So how it be.
Yeah. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? When you creating, that's your baby. And I feel the same way, like even just like making beats, like before I really sell that beat, man, I go listen to it about 13 times. Make about 8 songs to it in my head, you know what I'm saying, before I let it go, you know, because once I let it go, you know, the innocence of it is lost. You know what I mean? You just out there in the world doing your thing. So I definitely feel that. So if anybody out there was trying to do something similar to what you do, what advice would you give them?
Be brave. Feel me? I know that sounds hella cliche, but you know, you got to step outside. Like if you're, you know, designing and actually, you know, putting out some pieces and waiting on your Facebook friends to keep you going, you know, of course they're gonna hurt you all day because it's easy. It takes a little effort, but man, go outside. You know what I mean? Instead of waiting to find a pop-up, you take your little table, you pop the trunk, you go in front of somebody's nightclub, like how I started for months, you know, and just balls to the wall. Like, this is how I'm gonna find out if my stuff is good, you know, or what I will do to get it better. Like, I remember the first time I did Club Q, man, I ain't know none of them folks. I was like, man, either the security gonna run me off or they not. And like within 3 hours, like the whole security team that owned one of my ski masks. and I was not handing them out. You feel me? But it took that courage instead of just like, well, let me post this and please DM me for your sizes. And man, that lazy shit. Like, yeah, don't be lazy and be brave. Yeah, let me add in, don't be lazy and shit, because, you know, motherfuckers do be lazy.
You know, this has been a dope ass conversation that I had here with my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, before you go, I just like to give my bro his flowers, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen the grind ever since I've been involved with him, and to see where it's grown from that point to now, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing short of inspirational. It's nothing short of motivation. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of young brothers out there that, you know what I'm saying, probably want to do the things that you've been doing and had an opportunity, and, you know, even been through some of the similar things that you've been through, and you like a walking example for a lot of those brothers and sisters and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do for the community, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate your contributions, you feel me? I appreciate you working with me, allowing me to work with you, you know what I'm saying? It's been nothing but a blessing, you feel what I'm saying? It's been a dope journey, and I'm here for it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Come on, man. You already know, brother.
Start.
You already know, brother.
Like,
you
we
know what I'm
going
saying?
places, brother.
Yeah, to the top, you know what I'm saying? So, before we get up out of here, man, any last words where they can find you at, you know what I'm saying?
Instagram, Random Idiot Clothing. It has underscores in it, but as long as you type in Random Idiot Clothing, no one else names their shit that. So you will find me Facebook, Sentu Taylor, Sentu Taylor, and that's it. I don't have a website. If you want to buy something from me, you would have to contact me, or you just can't have it.
There you have it. You heard it here first, you know what I'm saying? Stuey fucking Newton, Random Idiot Clothing, XLMGTV, man. We out this bitch.